How you doing? This is Wicked Warnings coming at you live with build number 18675. Keep in mind, we're your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, trucks, bicycles, tricycles, little pickup trucks, big pickup trucks, nice brand new 2021 Ford Rangers, like what you're looking at right here. Beautiful blue paint, nice mid-sized pickup truck right here. Now what we went with on this construction package, we wanted a simple, easy solution for these new Rangers that does not involve cutting holes or doing any long-term damage to the truck. So what you're seeing there in the grill is our Wicked Warnings Thin X LED light. Now that light currently is flashing fast, amber and white, as you can see, but you can set that light up to flash only amber. You could set it up to flash only white. You could set it up to do both. There's a lot of different patterns you can choose from. And that light also has the flood white feature. So if you want that DRL look or the extra white floodlight, you set up a secondary switch to run that circuit. All of those functions are capable with that one Thin X LED. That is the amber white Thin X. Now the way we mounted it on the grill with absolutely no damage is in the honeycomb portion of that louvered grill. That this grill does have the active shutters. So you need to be careful about running wiring near or around them active shutters. We took our 90-degree bracket, we sourced locally some longer sheet metal screws, and we were able to sandwich through the grill with our 90-degree bracket on the back of the grill, and on the front, the light and the foam gasket with the longer sheet metal screws. The honeycomb grill allowed the screws and the wire to pass through with absolutely no modification necessary. Now on each side of the grill there, you can come out around by the headlight and avoid the active shutters. So you didn't need to run any wiring through any active shutters, and it's completely removable, and there'll be absolutely no trace of the lights being there if you were to remove them. Very easy to catch power and ground right on the driver's fender. There's a large post on top of the battery for your power connections. Use a fuse, of course, and there's a factory ground either on the fender or right on the top of the battery as well. So power and ground is very easy to find on this truck, and you'll be able to pass through the firewall boot fairly easily, typically with our wire insertion tool. I always advise to take some time and be very careful when passing through a factory wiring boot. Make sure you don't nick any of the factory wiring. Now, if you wanted a slower pattern on your Thin X lights, you can absolutely set that. Many different patterns available for your taste. Alrighty, here's your off-axis view. I'm approximately 45 degrees from the vehicle right now, and I'd say about 20 feet back with the camera. Camera level is about 5 feet high. Now you can see here, even at about 90 degrees, you can still catch a little portion of that light. So if you wanted more warning, especially on the 90-degree area, I would recommend to probably put a light right here in the fog light bezel. Perhaps our TIR3 or our mini thin light would fit nicely in that bezel and give you some straight sideways warning if you needed that on your Ranger. Alrighty, around the back, I'm real excited to show you what we're working on right now. This is our auto flasher module, currently in testing still. This is the very first one I've done, but you can see I'm running it on the reverse and running it on the turn signal portion as well. Turn signals are amber, reverse is white. These products will be added to the website and linked in this video as soon as they're available. The reverse is tested and available right now immediately. The turn signal we're still working on at this time. At the time of filming, reverse is available, ready to go. Now this particular Ranger had an incandescent cargo light above that, so we weren't going to flash the incandescent cargo, but we could add hideaway lights into that third brake cargo area if you wanted, and you wanted to get a little bit more higher warning. So if your Ranger has the LED tail lights like this, you can use our auto flasher kit currently for the reverse, and as soon as we finalize the amber signals, we'll release that. The other thing this truck got while it was here was a nice fold-up, hard tonneau cover. I really like the way the change of the look with a nice gloss black flat cover like this. This particular cover is made by BAK. Very nice cover. If you're interested, you can drop an email. We can try to get you lined up with one shipped to your location. These covers we're just starting to get more and more into, and you'll easily get them here in the shop. So keep that in mind. Let me show you something else we did to this truck that I particularly like and have in my own personal truck, and that is the bed rug. We went with the matte only on this particular truck. I think I'm going to later add some blue LED underneath the bed rails perhaps, but this is a very pretty blue paint, and we really only needed the protection for the bottom of the bed right there. But as you can see, that's a marine grade carpet, so you can pressure wash that. You don't need a cover over it technically, but you do want to kind of try to keep mud and grime off of it. But if it does happen to get dirty, you can feel free to jump right into the automatic or the self car wash, grab that wand and blast it out. It's the same kind of carpet you'll find on boats. So waterproof, mold proof, pressure washable, pretty stain and spill resistant. I love these things. They're called bed rugs. We distribute them too. If you want to get pricing on a bed rug, make sure you drop us an email at info@wickedwarnings.com. We can get you set up. They come in two varieties. This one, as you can see, floor only. They also have another bed rug that covers all of the sides and the back as well. So if you want more coverage, you can carpet the sides and the back, which is what I have in my personal truck, and basically completely carpet the rear of the vehicle. The other thing I really, really like about these bed rugs is that under that surface down here on the bed, the foam, it's foam padding, and it's actually shaped to match the notches in the bed. So this is a flat surface. When you kneel on it, it's not all notched up like the bed is from the factory. It's totally flat, and man, so comfortable on your knees. When you got to climb in there to get something out of the bed, these things are amazing, because no more hurt knees with the notches in the bed or trying to keep your knee balanced between the ribs. It's just a nice flat padded floor all through here. So one of my most favorite mods. This particular cover made by Back Industries was the F1. Again, if you want any details on that, let us know. Email in and we can get you set up with something like that. Talk to you a little bit about where we put the switch in this truck. We kept it real simple. We just put it in the fold down panel right here by the fuse on the lower left. It's a nice bright full illumination blue switch. Fairly easy to see, even from the driver's seat. When you glance down, you can tell that that switch is on, so shouldn't be a problem. Like I say, nice bright blue full illumination, and kind of discreet right down there. Can't really see it. A couple other locations probably possible in this truck, but we picked this one. Worked out quite nicely. You could still fold the fuse panel down. We left enough wire, obviously, in the switch to go this way and that way, so it doesn't prevent any fuse access or anything like that. And we put a simple fuse kit on the battery to run the whole system. So it's a fairly simple system. Talking a little bit about what will be included in this bundle when the bundle becomes available. We're going to do the reverse auto flasher kit. That's going to come with enough wire to run from the reverse driver's side tail light forward along the frame all the way to the rubber grommet that is on the floor in the front. You can kind of come up right under the driver's feet through the rubber grommet in the floor and run over to your switch for your power and your activation with your 18.5. So that the auto flasher reverse kit and or signal kit will have all the wiring needed for the back of the truck. Very easy install there. On the front of the truck, you'll have two Thin-X LIN. We're going to also recommend you extend each of those Thin-X with our 22.5 power control wire and bring them into the cabin of the truck and make your connections under the dashboard behind your switch. We'll put 25 feet of our 22.5 wire. We're also going to put a fuse kit for the battery. We're going to put in 25 feet of our 16.2 wire. That's a little bit overkill, but you'll have a little extra for the battery, from the battery to the switch. We're going to put a switch in there. We're also going to put in some miscellaneous heat shrink, some 1/8 inch heat shrink to help you make your connections at the Thin-X lights themselves, and a little bit of 1/4 inch heat shrink as well for other connections. We'll put those two Thin-X 90-degree brackets also, as well as the two Thin-X. Almost forgot the brackets. And as of now, the longer sheet metal screws are going to have to get sourced locally. If I end up finding them and adding them to the kit, I'll make a note. But as of right now, you just need to hit a Home Depot and get some longer screws for the Thin-X. That way you can go through the grill into the bracket behind the grill and end up with what you see here. Alrighty, as you can see right there, you barely see the aluminum bracket behind the light. It's very, very discreet. If you wanted to go ahead and dust it with black paint before you put it behind the grill, you could do that. As I said, I can't even really notice it, so I did not do that, but would be a nice touch. maybe I'll do it on the next one. We'll blast those brackets with some black paint just to give it that extra muting. If you wanted to tint these lights, you could also do that too. We definitely throw some tint film on top of those lights, and it would very much mute them, and they'd probably fade right into the grill. You wouldn't even see them. So I might do that on the next Ranger as well, especially if it has the same darker grill like this. I wouldn't tint them on a chrome grill, but on the darker grill, definitely something to think about. I hope you like this Ranger video. I hope you found it useful. I hope to see an order coming through for your Ranger, and definitely share with us what you do if you order some parts and you do your own vehicle. Kick us a video and let us know. And thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, trucks, bicycles, tricycles, and 2021 Ford Rangers in a pretty blue paint. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll see you on the next video.